I live in the neighborhood. My Wi-Fi name is 1744. Your wife is cheating. I don't know how you did not catch on. Your address is 1744, but every day when you leave for work, a Nissan parks 3 houses down, walks up the side of your house, goes in your back door. I'm assuming you don't have cameras back there? Okay, your wife is smart, but she is unfaithful. I'm going to walk this way, but I don't live this way.
Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. I was listening to a Ben Shapiro's YouTube video today, and he was talking a lot about toxic femininity. I don't think he labeled it like, well, actually, I think he did. And he was saying a lot like, women became where they're, and he talked about a lot of the statistics we talk about here on the channel. So it was a good show by Ben, but he still gets things incredibly wrong because he comes at everything from a conservative place where, you get married and you're married forever and women can do no wrong and they don't divorce men. And because, he comes from a religious place. Oh, while I think of this, a couple of you have mentioned my audio's struggling or rough, or you hear it sounds like there's noise in the back. There's cicadas outside. There's crickets outside. Half the time it's raining here because in Tennessee it likes to rain, which is fine for my garden. And I've got solar batteries over here that whine and make noise. So hang with it. I'm trying to get the building done so I can get all the noisy things away from me and the sound deadening in here and everything else. So please be patient. But anyway, he was saying like the Andrew Tates of the world and the other men that are talking about just lift weights and just become good looking and just make bank and drive a Bugatti and make tons of money and just sleep with women and don't propose to them. And he said that is the result of women doing what they're doing. And I think he's right for the most part. He gets a lot of it wrong. But the more I thought about it, he did say the reason why men are turning into kind of these bad men is because women are bad. And I think he's got that right. But I think what he gets wrong is that not all men are reacting or responding to women being toxic and, not feminine, and they're being boss bees. And not all men are reacting by becoming jerks and a-holes. There's a lot of guys that are just tapping out. There are a lot of guys that are just walking away. There's a lot of guys that have said, hey, you know what? Supposedly, these women that are renting themselves out by the hour, this saucy work, that's real work. Okay, I'll work a couple, if you watched my other video that I talked about or I did today, you look at this woman, you're going to be in $400 or $500 just to take her out and pay for the babysitter for her kid. Well, there's a lot of guys that'll say, you know what, I'm just gonna enjoy my time and I'm gonna rent a woman, and then I don't have to put up with the attitude, and at the end of the night I know I'm gonna get some, which is ultimately what most men are dating women for in the first place. Let's just face it, because it's certainly not for families and having a quote partner. That doesn't exist anymore. Well, I've got a bunch of stories here, bunch of links that I want to read through. And these are just fun little stories of other guys that are realizing, hey, you know what? Things are pretty bad out there. And these are men interacting with toxic women. And at the end of it, what happens? The men become toxic. And how did all this start? Well, it started going back, and rightfully so. There were men at corporations that were pressuring their secretaries to do inappropriate things or else they'd lose their job. Yeah, that's bad. We should call that out. And then there are guys that are, jerks and dating, and they lie and manipulate women to be able to sleep with them. Those are jerks too. We should call that out. But the problem is that these feminist activists, hacktivists, became writers. And there's so much stuff that you can put on the internet now that there's a lot of places that they can write for. And so they all write, and they got lots of clicks, and they said, well, we need to keep amping it up. Everything in the world right now is amping everything up. From stocks, we can't just make money, we got to show we're making more money year after year. To movies, we can't just make a good movie, we need to spend $300 million to make $1 billion movie. To women, I got attention for this, but now I need to do this, and now I need to do that. Just look at TikTok and everything going crazy, what people are doing for likes and attention. Everything is to the nth degree. Well, it started with articles about bad guys, true bad men. And then they started saying, well, this sold really well, but there's not enough bad men out there, so now we need to find problems. Now we need to start amping things up. And so they started writing about mansplaining, and they started writing about manspreading, and they started about, and it goes all the way down to the list where now guys are actually being nice and respectful. If you watched my Jonah Hill video that I did like this past week, where Jonah Hill was like, look, here's what I require in a relationship. And women are like, he's toxic. He's setting boundaries. Like, at a certain point, guys are like, okay, whatever. Well, here's some stories. It started there, and here's where it's gone now. As a matter of fact, I had a woman comment on my video the other day, and all I'm doing is I'm calling out what women are doing. I'm just bringing it to the forefront. And she's like, stop attacking women. I'm like, I'm not attacking women. I'm just bringing what you're doing to light. But that's a perfect example. You know, if you're on Twitter and you ever follow, there's a woman, Chaya, I think is her first name. Her account is Libs of TikTok. All she does is repost what libs are posting. And she got attacked for that. Why? Because she's bringing to light all the crazy things that the libs are doing. Well, I'm just doing the same thing. And apparently I'm the bad guy for that. Well, anyway, we're going to the point now where just men open their mouths or breathe and they're the bad guys. Not really, but that's how the media likes to portray them. So I got some things I'm going to read through here for fun that I think you guys would enjoy. This is from Reddit from our teenagers. I got a date with a blue-haired girl tomorrow. Now, we know that's a warning sign already, but this young man who's, I don't know, 17, 18, whatever, he didn't know. He says, let's effing go. My first date ever with a effing beautiful blue-haired girl, yeah. He said, edit number 1, she told me she will see if one of her friends will go too, a girl. He says, the friend probably won't go, yay. Edit 3, she decides that it's better if only us go and it's almost time, oh boy. Edit number 4, I'm with her right now and oh my God, her arm is full of cuts. Edit number 5, she's fighting with her ex on the phone right by my side, and she told me she attempted to delete herself multiple times. Parentheses, I'm starting to regret my life decisions. Let me tell you, young man, if you're going out with a girl that has blue hair, that's a warning. But he didn't know it. And so now he's going to associate blue hair or colored hair, different colors of hair with probably problematic women. Now, who made him start to make that association? It wasn't him. It wasn't him naturally. It was the blue-haired girl with the cuts and the fighting on the. And if he does that a couple more times with the girls with too many piercings or too many tattoos or too crazy a color hair, he's going to make a decision about those type of women. Who made him like that? Me? The patriarchy? Toxic men? Or women? Women did it to him. So here's a young man that'll probably make judgments on women based on what women have done. This is another screenshot from the Red Scare Pod. She says, I broke up with my boyfriend who loved me so I could hook up with my coworker that I've had a huge crush on since forever, who just got out of a 3.5-year relationship, all to get pumped and dumped. Now, I've got a little... Get off there, buddy. Sorry, I've got a... Part of the joy of living in a steel building out in the middle of the woods is when you get what looks to be an ant crawling, big old carpenter ant or something or other crawling across my desk. Had to take care of that. I don't want him bringing friends. So she got pumped and dumped. So here you got a boyfriend who loves her, that wanted to be with her, and she dumps him for a coworker to get pumped and dumped. She said, we effed twice. Sex was amazing. He made reservations for us to get brunch at the super fancy Italian place, then canceled on me. Didn't text me all week. Muted my Instagram stories. Then eventually stopped responding to me via text. I lost my S last week and blocked him on everything so he knows I'm a full-blown psycho. I can't wait for the office Christmas party. I know I only have myself and my mommy issues to blame for this, but damn, I cannot stop taking L's. Now, the man that got broken up with, he's going to be bitter. He's going to be angry. He's like, I was a good man. That noise you hear in the background is a lot of thunder. So if I pause, it's to close a lot of windows in a very big hurry. Like I said, it likes to rain out here in the Amazon forest that is Deep Woods, Tennessee. So she had a good man that loved her, and she just was like noped out on that. At least she broke up with him before cheating, because now women will be like, this woman, if she does it a second or third time, she'll be like, I'm not gonna lose what I already have. I'll just go sleep with a guy and I won't tell my boyfriend. And that way, if he skeets out on me and doesn't turn out to be any good, I'll still be with my boyfriend. And she'll risk getting caught. That's what women are doing now. But nonetheless, here's a guy that was probably nice, good boyfriend, broke his heart. If that happens a couple times, now he's watching my content, right? And the guy that lied to her, well, actually, she said they effed twice, and then after he made reservations and to do brunch and all this stuff, and then he canceled. So actually, she gave up the booty without even a date. So that's on her. Like, so is it the coworker that just pumped and dumped? Is it his fault? No. She broke up with her boyfriend, came up to him and like, let's do this. And he's like, game on. He had his fun and then he walked away. He didn't promise her anything. He didn't promise to be her boyfriend or anything. So whose fault is this? 100% her fault. She broke up with a good boyfriend. She's the one that went to the new guy and didn't ask for a relationship, didn't ask for anything meaningful, just said, let's do this. And he's like, game on. And both men did. And what did this teaches the boyfriend to now be worried about women, and no matter how much you give to them and love them and do the right thing, she's going to leave for hot guy. And this teaches the hot guy, why would you ever settle down when women are throwing themselves at you? You know, that girls are just give it up to you because you're hot. That guy's not going to be great to women, and neither's the dude. So whose fault are both these men acting like they act? The woman. This guy says, my girlfriend started an OnlyFools account 2 months ago, and after 1 month, she had only one follower, me. Now, I know we're going to say, oh, you should not let your girlfriend do that. If she does that, break up with her. But we know this. But maybe this is a young man that didn't know that. Maybe he's like, you know what? It's just pictures on the internet. Who cares? You know, they're a bunch of strange dudes willing to pay money to my girlfriend. But she's still my girlfriend. Maybe this is a young gentleman that doesn't know any better. You know, complete blue pill guy. And she says, hey, it's just an extra job or extra money for us. And he goes, okay. Complete blue pill guy, right? She only has one follower. He says, me. And he's still blue pill even after this. But how many more times is this going to take to make him red pill? She was upset, and I felt bad for her. I decided to create multiple accounts and subscribe to her so she would be happier and more encouraged to continue with her journey. So again, we're going to say simp, loser, you idiot. But he's thinking, look, it's my money. You know, maybe if he signed up with 5 accounts at $5 a pop, it's $25 a month that I'm out. It's not that much money, and it's going into her pocket, my girlfriend, so no big deal. And it's going to make her feel better about herself. You know, I'm being supportive of her. Now, again, hindsight is 20/20. We can easily look at this and see the problem, but he doesn't. We're just going to look at this from his eyes, his stupid blue-pilled eyes. He says, recently, over the past few weeks, she's been messaging one of my accounts, which uses a very handsome male profile picture, and she's been hinting at meeting up with him. I don't know what to do right now. Do I tell her the truth about what I'm doing or continue pretending to be this guy to avoid upsetting her? She's mentioning being willing to fly out to meet this dude. I think her heart would be broken if I told her. Now, all of us guys are like screaming, dude, it's done. Like, she's going to cheat on you. She's going to leave you. She's trying to hook up with one of your shadow accounts. Like, she's made for the streets, right? But he doesn't know it. And he's so deep into this, feminist, empowering, support women, and women can do no wrong world that he's still in on it. Well, what's the end result? He calls her out on it. She blames him for tricking her, for fooling her, and for manipulating her, so he's the bad guy. If he doesn't tell her, she's going to fly out to some town to meet a nobody, and he has to know that she's trying to hook up with other dudes behind his back. And what's eventually going to happen? She's going to hook up with another dude behind his back, or she's going to cheat on him, or she's going to break up with him and do the same thing that this girl did, to sleep with somebody else. Is that men making this guy toxic? Is that men making, him dislike women? No. Who's doing it? She is. This is a woman making him toxic, and to not trust women, and to hate women, and to disrespect women, and to be angry at women. It's just the same as she did to him and she did to him. You see where I'm going with this? But there are thousands of examples like this out there. Now, yeah, there are guys that, are toxic. But let's face it. These type of women are happening more and more and more. I bet a lot of you are sitting here watching my content because women did this to you. That's why I started doing this content, because of what women did to me. And I was like, I need to share some of these stories so guys don't make the same mistakes I do. And here we are, 2-3 years later. Another one, my 24-year-old, okay, I never know how to read these things. I'm a 24-year-old dude. My girlfriend, who's 23, female, just revealed to me that her bedroom life is usually the best with guys she doesn't want to settle down with. In other words, the bad, exciting bad boys. That's who excites her the most in the bedroom. And let's be honest, a lot of it is mental. He says, my girlfriend and I have been together for 8 months. During the whole relationship, the sex has been less than stellar. She's given him the Patrick, also known as the starfish, where she just spreads all 5, head, arm, spread everything apart and just lay there until it's done. I call that the Patrick, because it's the starfish. He said, lately, barely we do it, and the quality is not best. She says she doesn't feel the urge to sleep with me, and the connection's just not there. To be honest, I never had this issue before. It's because he doesn't give her the tingles. But he doesn't know this. But we love each other. She does not love him. She looks at him as a provider and a backup plan, or else she'd have the tingles and be happy. But again, he doesn't know this. Okay, it's going to get really loud here, because I'm sorry for the white noise. I'll have to wrap things up quickly here. Sorry, guys. She says she doesn't feel the urge to sleep with me. I'm trying to look at my monitor to see how bad it's coming across on my audio. She doesn't have the urge to sleep with me, and the connection's not there. Okay. We love each other and believe we can improve. Nope, she's not going to improve. All my past relationships, the bedroom was always good, but to her, we just lack that intimacy, and the sex feels robotic. Well, she's putting in bare minimum effort to keep you around and to placate you. That's why. He's not, Today we were talking about it and trying to find ways to get better. I remembered in the beginning of the relationship, she told me in her past 2 serious relationships, the relationship was essentially sexless. Why? Again, because the guys she wants to sleep with don't want to date her. That's why. But she wants to sleep with him. She didn't sleep with him for a year with the first one. So, there's some big drops coming. So I asked her today if she thinks there's a pattern to it. She said that she never has a good sex with the guys she tends to settle with. The guys notice, here's the key, that she tends to settle with. Right, she looks at herself as settling with him. The guys she doesn't want to settle with, her situationships, as she calls them, the bedroom was always good. So again, what's the story here? She feels that she's settling for him, and it's better if she sleeps with the bad boys. Moral of the story, he's going to realize that it's not going to work out. She's going to leave him for a bad boy, and he got played again. Who taught him to feel bad about women? A woman. And I'm going to wrap this up because it's going to get loud it's going to be as loud as the devil with his tail on fire in about 30 seconds. I'll leave it at this. A saucy star, Adams 22, gives his wife Lena a $400,000 lime green Lamborghini after she filmed a saucy scene with another man, and then she said the other guy was better in bed than her husband. This guy is, again, now I think he does this too. I think they have an open relationship. He's going to get left. He's going to get blasted. He's going to get left in the dust, even after he bought her a Lamborghini, even after he's letting her sleep with other dudes. And look, when I was a young guy, if you said, hey man, I hooked up with a dancer, or I hooked up with, someone that was in a saucy movies, guys would have been like, dude, you must have been a player to be able to score a woman that's that fine that will only sleep with the best of the best. But let's face it, the truth of it is you need to be the most blue pill, beta, weak dude to let your women sleep with other men for money on video for people to watch, and you buy her Lamborghini after she said the other dudes are better. Who's ultimately going to make him the worst, most toxic dude in the world? She is. So, who makes all these men awful men? Who makes them angry? Who makes them bitter? Who makes them jaded? Who makes them jealous? Who makes them not willing to make the leap and have a decent relationship with anybody else? Women. Toxic women make toxic men. I'm going to stick to... Now, again, there are some toxic guys out there that weren't done wrong by toxic women. But my overall argument is most men that are here, most men that eventually walk out on women, most men that don't want to stick around women or date them or don't want to treat them like the queens that they are, or even give them just a proper marriage or whatever, those women are toxic. And those toxic women made toxic men. Okay, I got to go batten down the hatches, guys. We'll see you in the next one.